A joint statement issued on Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's official visit to China has stated that Nepal supports the Global Development Initiative proposed by China and will consider joining the group of friends of the GDI. Reiterating its firm commitment to the One China principle, Nepal has also assured China that it is against Taiwan independence. The joint statement states that China has also agreed to work for the early reopening of eligible China-Nepal border trade points. Good evening, I'm Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepal and China agreed to expedite implementation of projects under Belt and Road Initiative, feasibility of Tokha-Chahare Tunnelway and Ring Road expansion to be prioritized. Resident doctors protest in Kathmandu with demands of assurance of security at workplace, actions against those assaulting health workers. Medical Association calls for implementation of past agreements. An explosion at a fuel depot in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh kills 20. Nearly 300 hospitalized, dozens in a critical condition. And Nepal's poor performance at the 19th Asian Games continues. Judo and rugby teams crash out of the Asiad without a single win. China has agreed to intensify feasibility study of the Tokha-Chahare Tunnelway. The information on the agreement was informed by issuing a joint statement by Nepal and China today during Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's ongoing visit to China. Likewise, the joint statement also mentions that the second stage ring road expansion works in Kathmandu will also start soon. The two countries have also expressed satisfaction in the progress made regarding the feasibility study of the Jolong-Kerung-Kathmandu Railway. China has assured of providing training to the human resources required for the operation of trains in Nepal. The joint statement also mentions that Nepal and China have agreed to reopen trade transit points between the two nations. The joint statement also says that bilateral talks will continue to open the Chetang, Kimathanka and Ribu Olangchungola harbors. Likewise, discussions have been held between the two countries on implementing the previous agreements reached regarding expansion of highways and the construction of the Jilong-Kerung Raswagadi Chilime 200 kV cross-border power transmission line. The two neighbors agreed to continue to implement the signed cooperation documents concerning transit transport and utilization of highways in China to help turn Nepal from a landlocked country to a land-linked country. Meanwhile, reiterating its firm commitment to the One China principle, Nepal has assured China that it is against Taiwan independence. The statement adds that Nepali side reiterated that Tibet affairs are China's internal affairs and that Nepal will never allow any separatist activities against China on Nepal's soil. The statement noted the two sides reiterated their commitment to respecting and accommodating each other's concerns and core interests while acknowledging the history of mutual support in difficult times. The Chinese side reaffirmed its commitment to the principle of amity, sincerity, mutual benefit, and inclusiveness, and the policy of forging friendship and partnership in the neighborhood, according to the statement. It read that China firmly supports Nepal in upholding its independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, and respects and supports Nepal's independent choice of social system and development path that suits its national conditions. As per the statement, the Nepali side expressed its appreciation for China's valuable support for the economic and social development of Nepal. It is also mentioned in the joint statement that Nepal will gift a pair of rhinos to China. CPN-UML has formed an 11-member chairing board under the leadership of Guru Baral, which is looking after the closed session of the party's ongoing convention in Bagmati province. The Bagmati Province Specific Convention is underway in the capital's Academy Hall, and the chairing board consists of members Sher Bahadur Tamang, Devi Gyawali, Ananda Pokhrel, Gokul Baskota, Kamal Chaulagai, Rameshwar Fuyal, Krishna Rai, Sushila Nepal, Parvat Gurung, Arun Nepal, and Ratna Gurung. The province-specific leadership will be chosen through the closed session after the chair and secretary present their report. Should the closed session fail to find a consensus, an election will be held for the leadership. Top leaders vying for the position, including incumbent provincial chair Keshav Prasad Pandey, Krishna Prasad Dahal, Kailash Prasad Thungil and a former Politburo member, Sanu Kumar Shrestha, are reportedly doing legworks to seek for support. Aspirants are also preparing to announce independent candidacy as CPN-UML party chair KP Sharma Oli directed all concerned to avoid forming a panel to contest in the election. The Bagmati Province Convention will elect one chairperson and deputy chairperson each, secretary and two deputy secretaries for the 240-member committee. Doctors have resorted to protest with demand of security after a series of attacks against them. Before the ink on the Hetauda incident had dried, another similar attack at the Manipal Hospital of Pokhara has led to the doctors to organize another protest in Kathmandu with assurance of their security. Resident doctors of Bir Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital and Patan Hospital, among others, of Kathmandu organized a peaceful protest in Maitighar with demand of the assurance for their security. The resident doctors had boycotted their duty and participated in the protest. Their demands include assurance of security at their workplaces, implementation of the Act related to the security of health professionals and medical institutions, and actions against those involved in assault of health professionals. The agitating resident doctors have also demanded the resignation of Minister for Home Affairs Narayan Kaji Shrestha and Minister for Health and Population Mohan Bahadur Basnet. The Doctors Association has also said that the government had been ignoring the assaults of doctors in recent time. The association has demanded the complete implementation of the past agreements to ensure the security of the doctors. Relatives of 57-year-old Sukmaya Dura of Lamjung Sundar Bazar Municipality, Ward number 7, had resorted to violence after her death at the Manipal Hospital in Pokhara. Police has said that those involved in the assault have yet to be identified, but one person has been arrested while additional investigation is underway. The National Dalit Commission has recommended the government a list of more than 1,000 surnames for listing. After being recognized as a constitutional commission by the Constitution of Nepal 2015, the Dalit Commission has furnished the details for listing for the first time after a large-scale study. Prior to this, the Dalit Commission, formed back in 2001, had submitted a list of limited surnames to the government. The officiating Auditor General Maheshwar Kafle has said that revenue collection through auditing has decreased in the past 5 years. During the meeting of the Public Accounts Committee, Kafle said that revenue collection through auditing has been limited to 30,173.9 million rupees in the past 5 years. The Auditor General said that 9,700,400,000 rupees has been collected through the 56th auditing. He added that only 2,619,600,000 rupees had been collected from the 60th auditing. Kafle said that a revenue of 7,480 million rupees had been recorded in the 57th report, 6,160 million in the 58th report, and 4,200 million has been recorded in the 59th report. He said that the disregard in abiding by the law was one of the main reasons for increase in dues. Lawmakers had questioned the Auditor General regarding the increase in such cases. They went on to raise questions on the eligibility of the auditors. The committee also summoned former administrators and public accounts controllers to discuss the role of the committee. Those who had attended the meeting suggested to direct the secretaries of ministries and administrative heads to clear the dues by allocating a deadline and taking action in case they fail to do so. They have also suggested to discuss the dues of internal auditor with the secretaries by a quarterly basis. The total dues in the country has reached 960 billion rupees. Rajatra Festival, which is of religious and cultural significance, has begun today. In Rajatra, the festival of rain and good harvest began by erecting Yasin, a sacred wooden pole in Hanumanthoka premises amidst a ritual. The pole was erected at 10:37 a.m. on the day of Bhadra Shukla Dwadasi. The festival of god of rainfall, Indra, is observed for 8 days by organizing several cultural programs. 2 female calves of a rhinoceros have been sent to the Koshi Tapu Wildlife Reserve from Chitwan. The 2 calves named Pushpa and Anjali, who were separated from their mother, had grown up in Sauraha and were taken to Koshi Tapu from Chitwan National Park Office, Kasara. According to Chitwan National Park, the 2 calves will be dropped at the enclosure prepared at the Patari sector of the Koshi Tapu Wildlife Reserve on Wednesday. Pushpa was rescued from Tamaspur of Nawalparasi and Anjali was rescued from Kujauli, also of Nawalparasi. Chitwan National Park is the major habitat of the rare one-horned rhino. National Nature Conservation Trust has said that facts had been found about the existence of rhinoceros in Koshi Tapu in the past. Based on the census held 3 years ago, there are a total of 694 rhinos in Chitwan, 17 in Shukla Fanta and 38 in Badia and 3 in Parsa. The slaughterhouse, of which the construction works had begun with the objective of selling meat from one-door mechanism to manage the meat shops in Ghorahi of Tang, is now stranded. With the objective of managing the meat shops spread across the market area and to provide fresh meat to the consumers, the province government, in collaboration with Ghorahi Sub-Metropolis, had begun the construction works of the slaughterhouse in the fiscal year 2077-78 BS. However, the construction works have remained stranded because of inadequate budget. Despite construction of an administrative building, livestock testing center and 10 shutters for sales of meat, other structures have yet to be constructed. With the expected investment of 100 million rupees for construction of the slaughterhouse, works of around 30 million rupees have been completed so far. Around 2,000 to 2,500 kilograms of meat is consumed in Ghorahi market area of Tang every day. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what should be done to manage the juvenile centers? Your options are A, organizational improvement, B, appropriate counseling, and C, regular monitoring. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. An explosion at a fuel depot in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh has killed 20 people and injured hundreds more. Nearly 300 people were admitted to hospitals, with dozens of them still in critical condition. It comes as the Armenian government said 13,350 refugees crossed into the country from the enclave. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Nepal and China agreed to expedite implementation of projects under Belt and Road Initiative. Feasibility of Tokha-Chahare Tunnelway and Ring Road expansion to be prioritized. Resident doctors protest in Kathmandu with demands of assurance of security at workplace, actions against those assaulting health workers. Medical Association calls for implementation of past agreements. An explosion at a fuel depot in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh kills 20. Nearly 300 hospitalized, dozens in a critical condition. And Nepal's poor performance at the 19th Asian Games continues. Judo and rugby teams crash out of the Asiad without a single win. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 10:30 tonight. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.